The University of Chicago Athletics program aims to enrich the life of the whole person and is invested in competitive excellence. Your contributions to the Friends of Maroon Athletics enhance the student-athlete experience for all teams. Help us build on the already exceptional foundation of success for which UChicago is recognized. Support UChicago student-athletes by making a gift to Friends of Maroon Athletics today.
Our first senior, a midfielder from Holland, Michigan, of psychology and public policy, double major, number 6, Nico Capitosto. Over his first 3 years for the Maroons, Nico has twice been first team All-UAA and first team All-Region. In 2016, he was UAA MVP and D3Soccer.com first team All-American. During that season, he helped lead the team that set program records in shutouts and goals against average. He has been the linchpin in the Maroon defense and helped spark the attack that has won 2 UAA titles and broken almost every program defensive and offensive record in his time. A captain of this year's team, he's one of the best ever to wear maroon. He has started 67 out of 77 games played, scoring 1 goal and totaling 8 assists. Ladies and gentlemen, Nico Capitosto. Our next senior, a forward from Santa Monica, California, an economics major, number 10, Matthew Coe. The school's all-time leader in assists and 4th all-time in total points. Matthew began his career as the 2015 UAA Rookie of the Year, and he has been named All-UAA and Regional and All-American every year during his career. A D3 Soccer First-Team All-American in 2017, he had 10 goals and 11 assists in that campaign. The source of so many key plays in the Maroons' 61 wins over the last 4 years, and one of the most electrifying players to ever wear a UChicago jersey. He has started 74 out of 78 games played, totaling 29 goals and 32 assists. Ladies and gentlemen, Matthew Coe. Our next senior, a forward from Tulsa, Oklahoma, an environmental studies and public policy double major, number 9, Max Lopez. Max now owns the Maroon school records for most career goals with 50 and most career points with 124. Since he moved to forward halfway through his freshman year, he has established himself as one of the best in the country at his position. A 2-time first-team All-American and finalist for National Player of the Year, he was also named the 2017 D3Soccer.com National Forward of the Year. He has started 74 out of 78 games played, totaling 50 goals and 24 assists. Ladies and gentlemen, Max Lopez. Our next senior, defender from Miami, Florida, number 23, an economics major, Zach Pierce. Over the past 4 years, Zach has played as both a right wing and right back for the Maroons, totaling a goal and 2 assists. ZP leads all his classmates in points per minute and will graduate as one of the most efficient players in Maroons history. Zach's right foot has dominated crossing and finishing for the Maroons over the last 4 years. One of the all-time great teammates for Maroon soccer. Ladies and gentlemen, number 23, Zach Pierce. Our final senior, a defender from Oberlin, Ohio. the first ever molecular engineering major to play soccer for the Maroons, number 12, Josh Schofield. Josh was honorable mention All-UAA as a first year in 2015 when the team advanced to the second round of the NCAA tournament and was an integral part of the defense that set every program record in 2016. A versatile wide player whose toughness and relentless work rate has played a large part in the Maroons' success over the past 4 years. He is a team captain this year as well. Ladies and gentlemen, number 12, Josh Schofield. Fans, let's give one last round of applause for this great Maroon senior class.
And hello, everyone, and welcome into the University of Chicago, Stagg Field, where this morning, UAA conference matchup for men's soccer between Brandeis University, the Judges, and the host University of Chicago Maroons. This is Eric Willowhite. Thanks for joining us on the Maroons Broadcast Network, powered by the Illinois Media School. The Maroons coming in with an overall record of 13-2-1, 4-1 in UAA play. Brandeis coming in with a record of 7-7-2 and 2-2-1 in UAA conference play. Both teams coming off, well, the Maroons coming off a victory on Friday, 1-0 over New York University, and the Brandeis University Judges lost on Friday at Washington University by the score of 2-0. So the Maroons on a one-game win streak and the Judges on a two-game losing streak, as both teams get ready to take to the field. And then we'll have our national anthem here shortly. Breezy day here at Stagg Field. The wind definitely will be a factor. There is a forecast for some gusts up to 20 miles per hour.
A junior goalkeeper, number 1, Noah Cohen. A freshman midfielder.
And let's go over the starters now for both teams. First for Brandeis University. Starting goalkeeper is going to be Noah Cohen, a junior from North Barrington, Illinois. Jared Panson, midfielder. Evan Glass, midfielder. Defender Michael Birch. Forward Colin Panera. Forward Brian Nardizzi. Forward Jake Warren. Forward Andrew Allen. Defender Alex Walter. Midfielder Noah Gans. And midfielder Josh Handler. The Judges are coached by Gabe Morgolis. For the host Maroons, starting in goal today, it will be Aaron Katsampalis. Defender Isaiah Holquist. Midfielder Nico Capitosto. Midfielder Renato Corgi. Forward Max Lopez. Forward Matthew Coe. Midfielder Vincente Matuis. Josh Schofield. Nate Johnson. Midfielder Carter Romero. And defender Scott Lick. prior to the game.
Junior midfielder from Miami.
The 5 seniors for Senior Day here for the Maroons were honored. Nico Capitosto, Matthew Coe, Max Lopez, Zachary Pierce, and Josh Schofield. Over their 4-year careers, the Maroons have a cumulative record of 61, 10, and 8. That's an .823 winning percentage. With 2 UAA titles and 3 NCAA appearances, the 61 wins are the most in a 4-year span in program history. Today's battle between the University of Chicago Maroons and Brandeis University is the 31st time these two teams have met since 1988. The judges hold a 15-13-2 in the edge in the all-time series. Last year, Carter Romero's 80th minute goal strike gave Chicago a 1-0 victory at Brandeis. Goalie Aaron Ketson-Palas made 3 saves to earn that shutout.
And at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats for the playing of the national.
All right, national anthem has been completed. And we'll get ready for exciting soccer action here shortly. Both teams will gather up on their sidelines before they go back out on the field. Again, Senior Day, a blustery Senior Day here on the south side of Chicago. Winds might gust up to 50 miles an hour at some part during the day, though I think some of that is for later on in the afternoon, which might affect the women's soccer match as they're taking on Brandeis at 1:30 over on the grass field. We'll have that broadcast here on the Maroons Broadcast Network as well. But first things first, we have to take on the men's action. The Maroons on the field, wearing gray tops, maroon shorts, white numerals. Unless that's maroon top. I'll go with gray. And Brandeis University coming on, they're all white with green trim on their numbers. Get ready for kickoff at center field. Eric Willowite with you here on the Maroons Broadcast Network, bringing you the play. Tim Helms on camera and Ben Cohart producing today's matchup. I want to thank everyone for joining us. So now both teams getting aligned in the circle. And we are underway. Maroons have the ball in their own zone. They kick it over midfield. It's headed back into Maroons territory. The ball deflected. And it's kicked back and picking the ball up now. Going ahead is Max Lopez. Lopez shovels it ahead. He deflects it off to the forward side. Matthew Coe throwing it towards the box. And coming out to greet the ball is goalkeeper Noah Cohen for the Judges. An early opportunity there for the Maroons. And that's centering from Coe. So Noah Cohen with the kick. He's going to get it up to midfield, and the wind's going to hold that down. Again, that's going to be a factor throughout today's matchup, so we'll have to pay attention for that. Judges have the ball along the near side. Kicking it forward, bringing it ahead now is Bryant Nardizzi. Nardizzi shovels it off to the side, and they'll go over to the far sideline, where the Judges will look to get it in further, but the Maroons knock it back out to midfield, headed towards the far sideline by Max Lopez. And the Maroons will bring it down along the far side. Shoveling ahead, going after it is Lopez. And Vicente Mateus. Now in the box. Shot and a score! Early goal for the Maroons. Matthew Coe. Off of a rebound, he picks up the loose change and buries it in the back of the net. And the Maroons have a goal at 43-33. A 1-0 lead for the Maroons. So the second offensive opportunity for the Maroons, and they didn't waste any time as Coe put that one in the net for the early 1-0 lead. Now the Judges kick it up to midfield and bringing that ball in play. A little collision there. Both players all right. Judges taking the ball, moving it forward. Jared Panson. Panson will throw it across the far side, but that's going to roll out of bounds. And this will be a throw-in for the Maroons. Maroons inside their own zone. Isaiah Holquist will boot it downfield. And coming in with a head of steam were the Maroons trying to intercept that ball. But goalkeeper Noah Cohen gets there first, and he'll look to set up the Brandeis offense. Again, Brandeis coming in with a record 7-7-2, 2-2-1 in UAA play. And that kick by Cohen gets a little deeper into Maroons territory. They're going to play it along the near sideline. Nardizzi knocks it back, gets it over to Colin Panera. Panera shovels it ahead, but that was intercepted by Nate Johnson. Johnson deflects it over to the far side, and the Judges intercept. Now at midfield. Judges trying to get set up. They haven't been able to get too deep inside Maroons territory as the Maroons defense has been clogging them up just short of the attack zone. And nice steal there by the Maroons. Josh Schofield able to intercept that ball. And we're going to have a throw in along the near side for the Maroons. Check that. This will be for the Judges. All right, check that. That is the Maroons. Schofield kicks it down. Nice header, trying to make it on the sideline to Carter Romero. Romero in the left corner. Crossing centers. Inside the attack box. Shot and a big save made there by Noah Cohen. Cohen with a save, keeping this a 1-0 deficit for the Judges. And another offensive opportunity for the Maroons. That's 3 grade A opportunities they've had, and they've cashed in on one of them early for the 1-0 lead. Now far side play. Maroons take possession, and they're going to bring it over to the near side. At midfield, Romero pushing it to Lopez. Lopez pushing it over to Corgi. And now the ball is going to roll into the hands of Noah Cohen, the goalkeeper for the Judges. And he'll get things set up for Brandeis once more. The kick on the way from Cohen. And that's going to push it over to midfield. Header. And the Maroons will take possession along the near side. Matus. And now Brandeis has it, pushing it ahead. Pass to Andrew Allen. Allen inside the zone. Maroons take possession. They look to push it the other way. They're going to push it over to the far side. Picking up the ball will be Isaiah Holquist. Holquist. Spinning it over to Scott Lick. Lick has it, drops it back. And now they're going to bring it over to Johnson. Johnson back over to Holquist. Holquist pushes it ahead down the far side into the attack box. Maroons setting up shop here. Romero's loose, but then he was pushed off the ball. No foul called. Maroons maintain possession. And now Brandeis will take the ball out. Maroons take it back into the attack zone, pushing it ahead over to the far side. Chip shot in the air, but that's going to sail over the goal line. And possession will go back to Brandeis. 38:56 remaining here in the first half. 1-0 lead for the Chicago Maroons. Now Cohen directing traffic on the field as he gets ready for his kick for the Judges. Low line drive kick, gets it up to midfield, headed back in by the Maroons. Push back out by Brandeis. Now on the field, taken up along the near sideline is Schofield. Schofield has the ball knocked out, and possession will go to the Judges. Judges will have a throw in on the near side, just to the left of their bench. And throw coming in. And referees. All right. Oh, change. So now we're going to have Romero throwing it in along the near side for the Maroons. Romero's throw. Chipped ahead trying to feed Matus. Brandeis knocks it out of there. Kicking it back inside Judges' territory is Isaiah Holquist. Header in the air. Judges push it forward, and they're trying to get it up to midfield, and they finally do. But Holquist was there once more, and he kicks it deeper inside Judges' territory. And turnover possession will go back to Brandeis. $37-16 to go here, first half. 1-0 lead for the Maroons. And the kick coming from the Judges. That's going to go just short of the attack box. Now the Brandeis has it. Trying to backhanded pass, but that was intercepted by the Maroons and pushed ahead. Romero, now Matus. Over to Capitosto. Capitosto drops it back. It's going to go over to Holquist. Holquist back to Nate Johnson. Johnson along the near sideline. Has Schofield to his left. He tried to go that way, but that was intercepted by Brian Nardizzi for the Judges. Now the Judges trying to set up. Noah Gans. Gans along the far sideline. He drops it off. Still on the fringes of the offensive territory are the Judges. Trying to get into the attack box. And that pass attempt from Panera, Romero was able to interfere with that. Now it's pushed deeper into Judges' territory. Shoveled ahead to Jake Warren. Warren has it. Pushes it over midfield. Nardizzi. Nardizzi pushed it ahead. Over to Andrew Allen. Allen has it in the far corner, and that ball's knocked out of bounds. And this will be a throw-in for the Judges. So throw-in in the near corner. To our right, taking the throw-in will be Colin Panera. And throw in on net. Deflected out. Shot well over the crossbar. And out of play. And Aaron Katsampalis, the goalkeeper for the Maroons. I think this might be one of the first times he's had the ball. Hasn't had a whole lot of activity so far in the early going. And the kick on the way from Katsampalis, that's going to be just short of midfield, but the Maroons were able to get it inside anyways, as that's headed back in around the logo at midfield. Brandeis takes it, spins. Pushing it over to the far side. And knocked down for the judges. We'll have a foul, and we'll have a restart for the judges along the far sideline. 34-20 to go. And a 1-0 lead for the Maroons. Now the kick coming from the judges, angling towards the box. Header, and that goes just wide to the left of goalkeeper Katsampalis. Judges were saying that should have been their ball, but that's not how the officials saw it, and so the Maroons will take the ball up along the far sideline. Out at midfield at the logo. Dropping it back to Johnson. Johnson tries to push it ahead. It's deflected by the judges in Nardizzi. Nardizzi has the ball taken away. Now the ball pushed ahead. Cohen's going to get there first, and he'll fall on it before the Maroons could get there, nullifying an offensive opportunity for University of Chicago. Cohen now throws over to the far side. It's kicked ahead, intercepted by the Maroons, shoveled back in by the judges. And with a head of steam was Holquist trying to intercept that ball. Now the ball on the goal line. Maroons will kick it out. Knocking it back in is Colin Panera. Panera shovels it. Header towards the box. And that one easily into the hands of Katsampalis. And he'll take possession with 32:44 to go in the first half. 1-0 lead for the Maroons. Thanks for joining us on the Maroons Broadcast Network, powered by the Illinois Media School. On this overcast day, blustery, no rain to speak of for the moment, although there might be some light rain as we get into the afternoon portion. And slips down. That was Panera slipped. And that sets up Romero in the near corner. He's going to shovel it ahead, headed out of the attack zone by Brandeis there. But that slip by Panera allowed Romero to get into the left corner and get a clearing attempt. Now on the far side, Coe. Coe fires a shot and scores! Matthew Coe once more. To the right of the box.
Matthew Coe, assisted 6, Nico Capitosto.
So Matthew Coe with his second goal of the game. And Nico Capitosto with the assist. So now Brandeis finds themselves down 2-0 here. At the 31:54 remaining in the first half. Matthew Coe with the shot from the right side, working it past goalkeeper Noah Cohen. And giving the Maroons a 2-0 lead here. Maroons have looked sharp on offense, and they've been tough on defense as well, not letting Brandeis get any real scoring opportunities. So far, all phases working for the Maroons here in the early going. Katsampalis will throw it over to the far side. That's picked up by Scott Lick. Lick has it. And he'll move it over. Now back to Corgi. Up to Romero. Romero has Schofield to his left. But that ball gets into the hands of goalkeeper Cohen, and he'll take possession for the Judges, looking to set things up once again for Brandeis. Cohen's kick, a high one, and that's knocked down by the Judges. Pushed ahead. Maroons take possession. However, Romero on the near side. He's got a head of steam over midfield. And he gets the ball over to Lopez. Lopez to Matus. Matus, good footwork. Still has possession. And he's going to push it over to Coe. Coe has it, and he has it taken away. Nice defensive play by Brandeis that time to thwart Matthew Coe, who's been a dominating force here in the early going with 2 goals. Now Brandeis will take possession inside their own territory, trying to push it ahead to the far side, but no one there but the Maroons, so they'll look to take possession. Brandeis takes it. Oh, and coming in was Schofield to maintain possession for the Maroons. Now Romero once more along the near sidelines. Ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be possession for the Judges. They'll have a throw in. Panera. So Colin Panera, substitution coming in is number 18, Julian Tremblay, and coming out number 10, Jake Warren for the Judges. Now Panera will throw the ball in, gets it to midfield. That's knocked away by Capitosto. And now Matus has it. He's in a battle there with Birch. Birch takes the ball away. Maroons take it back. Pushed ahead by Holquist. Holquist trying to feed it into Matthew Coe, but the Judges get there first, as they're going to keep extra eye on number 10. Judges bring it up along the far sideline. Ball stolen away. Good defensive pressure there by Corgi. And now Lopez. Dropping it back. Corgi has it. They're going to drop it deeper into Maroons territory. Now Schofield. Schofield at the midfield logo. Pushing it ahead over to the far side. Chip toward the box, and they're trying to feed that into Coe, but that was headed out of there by the Judges. Corgi has it, pushes it to the far corner. Trying to get it back inside the goal box. That was pushed out of there. Brandeis takes possession on the near side. They're going to push it ahead. Kept in once more by Schofield. Now Holquist. Holquist has it. Ball intercepted by Brandeis. Maroons take possession back. Crossfield pass coming up to Schofield. He's going to push it ahead. Chip pass trying to feed it over to Romero and Holquist. But now taking the ball is Capitosto. Capitosto over to Lopez. Pushes it over to the far side. Chipping towards the box. There's Matus. Matus inside close. But Cohen gets in there to grab the ball. As Matus creating an offensive opportunity as well. But Noah Cohen grabbing the loose change, directing traffic now. And the kick on the way. Midfield logo, Maroons take possession. Romero pushing it back over to Capitosto. Now Corgi. Chip shot trying to get it down lower. That was Coe. Now Brandeis takes it far side. Corgi running interference. He steals the ball back for the Maroons, and both players tumble outside the far sideline. And foul on Brandeis along the far sideline there. Both players kind of landed along the side. Throw in for the Maroons. Holquist will take that Started with a kick. Holquist has it far side. Moves ahead. Kicks it inside the Brandeis zone. Little collision there between Lopez and number 18, Julian Tremblay, who came in on that substitution a few minutes ago. Both players seem none the worse for wear, at least for now. Johnson. Then pushes it to Holquist. Holquist gets it down the far sideline, rolling out of bounds, however. It's going to be Brandeis ball with the throw in Josh Handler. Judges get the ball up to midfield. Maroons knock it back out. Romero's going to chase after it, but Panera's going to get there first. And now comes Nardizzi. Nardizzi over to Allen. Andrew Allen. Ball stolen away by the Maroons once more. Romero had to do a good job getting it past the official there, and he did. Now the Maroons coming along in the far corner. Shot towards goal right into the hands of Cohen, and he's going to push it ahead quickly. Brandeis along the far side. Pushed ahead, but that passing attempt from Evan Glass looks like it's going to roll out of bounds, and it did. Throw in now for the Maroons. They'll take possession. Matus pushes it ahead. Knocked down by Brandeis, but Matus forges ahead. He's knocked down. Maroons still have the ball. Schofield. Now over to the far side. Scott Lick. Lick has it. And the ball stolen away from behind, pushed ahead by Brandeis. They're just having difficulty getting into the attack zone on the Maroons side. Chip shot there trying to feed Nardizzi. That's headed out of there. Slipping and falling for the Maroons was Corgi. That allowed the Judges to retain possession. Now Maroons will take it along the far side at midfield. Over to Romero. Romero to Coe. Coe over to the far corner. Chip towards the box quickly. Romero is in on the doorstep. Cohen gets there first, however. Nice transition for the Maroons. But Cohen anticipated that, and he was able to grab the ball, and now he'll restart for the Judges. That's not the kick he was looking for there. Kind of fanned on it. Maroons will take possession at midfield. Pushing it ahead was Corgi. Now Romero. Romero over to Lopez. Lopez far side. That's out of the reach, however, of Matthew Coe, and that's going to go out of bounds. And possession will go to the Judges. 22:47 remaining here in the first half. And the Maroons holding a 2-0 lead on the strength of 2 goals by Matthew Coe. Checking out for Brandeis, number 4, Evan Glass. As the Judges have the ball on the far sideline, Capitosto takes it. Maroons pushing it ahead. Inside Corgi. Corgi has the ball stolen away. Corgi. And now along the near sideline. Here comes Nardizzi. Nardizzi has it. Cuts towards the inside. Nice move by Nardizzi. He's looking for some help. Finally has some in the form of Michael Birch. Along the left side. Punched out of there by the Maroons. And we're going to have a substitution for the Judges. Number 3 checking in. This is Devin Casey, senior forward. And checking out will be number 14, Andrew Allen. So Casey for Allen is your substitution for the Judges. 21:31 remaining in the first half. And we're going to have a throw-in for the Judges along the far side. Maroons get there first, and they're going to knock it all the way up to midfield. Ball rolls out of bounds. And that's going to be Judge's ball. They'll push it out into Maroons territory, but the Maroons once again retain possession. Isaiah Holquist. Now Katsampalis back to Holquist, far side. Holquist. Moving it ahead to Coe. Judges take possession. Push it over midfield along the far sideline. Coe with the steal from behind, and Maroons maintain possession. So Coe with a nice rush there to take the ball back for the Maroons. And now they'll look to push it over to the near sideline. Nate Johnson has it, pushes it ahead. He's going to get it over midfield, kicking down towards the near corner, but that's going to roll over the back line. And substitution now coming in for the Maroons. Gary Zhao checking in. And Vicente Matus checking out. He was able to get that shot attempt there in close, but Cohen was able to corral that. 19:43 remaining in the first half, 2-0 lead for the Maroons as Johnson pushes it ahead to midfield. Now Holquist. Holquist over to the near side. Schofield. Schofield to Johnson. Johnson back to Katsampalis. Katsampalis will push it to Holquist, far side. Now back over to the near side in Johnson. Johnson faked like he was going back to Katsampalis, and now he'll push it up along the near side. And looking for a streaking Schofield, Judges were able to intercept that. Nardizzi has it. Spin move, knocks it back. Gets it to Panera. Panera. It's headed back by the Maroons. Corgi pushes it over to Scott Lick. Lick to Holquist. Holquist. Over to Johnson. Johnson to Schofield. Schofield, nice spin move to get out of traffic. A little give and go here between Zhao and Capatosto, but the Judges will now take possession. 18:23 remaining in the first half, 2-0 Maroons. Noah Cohen with the kick. Line drive, and those are kind of the ones you need on a day like today with the wind whipping around. This time the wind was going left to right, so that aided the kick, but went so far into the hands of Katsampalis. Romero now with Zhao. Zhao pushing it over to the far side. Coe cutting in. Cross to Zhao. Now Schofield. Schofield has it. Chips it ahead, pushed away. Now back to Johnson. Johnson looking for an outlet. Schofield near side. Back to Romero. Into the near corner. Romero trying to elude a defender gets past his man. And now Panera comes in there trying to take the ball away. Romero putting on a good footwork clinic there, but eventually the ball gets pushed out of bounds over the back line, and Noah Cohen and the Judges will retain possession. 17:02 remaining first half. Thanks for joining us on the Maroons Broadcast Network, powered by the Illinois Media School. The Maroons up 2-0 here in the first half. And again, both goals coming off the foot of Matthew Coe. .43-33 and 31-54 left in the half for the goals. Kicked by Brandeis into Maroons territory, but the Maroons are going to come out with it. Corgi Pushing it ahead has Coe. Coe with a lofter on net. Cohn's able to haul that one down. As Coe just trying to generate something there, hoping the ball would fall, but Cohn was able to get underneath it. Now the judges at midfield. On the far side. Here's Max Lopez. Lopez has it. Pushes it to Romero. Romero looking for help. Now the Maroons setting up in the offensive zone. Zhao pushes it to Corgi. Corgi has it far side. Drops it back. Olquist over to Nate Johnson. Johnson pushing it ahead, trying to feed Romero, headed out of there by Panera. Now Panera gets a foot on it. Capitosto's there along the near side. And he'll get it over to midfield. Holquist. Now Scott Lick. Into Lopez. Lopez has the ball come off his foot. Judges take possession. But Nate Johnson will go over to the far side to pick up that loose ball and push it into Judges' territory. Judges will try and get it out of there. Right now it's a struggle for any offensive generation by the Judges, as Capitosta will take possession inside his own zone, eludes his man, and will push it forward to midfield. Now drop back to Lick. Scott Lick has it. Over to Holquist. Holquist over to Nate Johnson now on the near side. Johnson. Bring it up. Stops. And a little give and go there. Now Johnson will take the ball back, pushing it ahead. Setting up an offensive opportunity for the Maroons. Zhao inside, but Cohn's going to roll and get there first. Nice patience by the Maroons to set up that play, and a good kick by Johnson to get it into the attack box. But outside of the reach of Gary Zhao, and Cohn picks up the ball, and he's going to boot it up into the air. High ball, knocked back by Corgi. Now Tremblay to Cohen. Cohen kicks it towards the near sideline, headed back up in the air by Schofield. That's going to go out of bounds, and Panera for the Judges will throw it in between both benches. And now along the near side, getting there first is Nate Johnson. Johnson pushes it ahead. Zhao is able to corral the ball, feed it to Lopez. Lopez slipped. Looks like got his ankle caught a little bit there. And we are going to have a substitution. Checking in for the Maroons, number 24, Kyle Rourke. And checking out is Carter Romero. So Rourke in for Romero with 12:24 remaining in the first half, and the Maroons holding a 2-0 lead on 2 Matthew Cole goals. Lopez over to Schofield. Schofield cut inside. A couple Judges defenders intercept that ball. Now they'll push it ahead. Out to midfield. Oh, Judge slips down. Here comes Rourke now. He'll take it along the near side, and he'll drop it back to Schofield. Schofield eludes his defender. Looking for some help, however. Now he'll spin, drop it back. And now Nate Johnson. Johnson to Corgi. Corgi to Holquist, far side. Holquist going to give it a boot. Is Lopez, but the Judges were there to head it back towards midfield, and that's where the Judges will take it. Now the Judges trying to get it over the midfield line. They finally do. Panera will join the attack here along the near sideline. And Rourke with the steal. Nice play by Rourke to knock that ball off the foot of Panera. And Schofield will give it a boot. Lopez with the flip back. Trying to reach Zhao. Judges get there. Cohen. Maroons showing off some nifty skill on the defensive end, in addition to their offensive prowess. And now, man taken down from behind. That time, foul will be called on Corgi. So Corgi will get the foul. And free kick coming here for the Judges with 10:24 to play. So an opportunity for Brandeis, as they're looking for any sort of opportunity to dent the scoreboard, cut this lead in half. Chip towards the box, and that's knocked out of there by the Maroons. Judges will have to go track it down along the far side. Now Judges moving it inside the attack zone, dropping it back. Pushing it over to the near side is Michael Birch. Birch fires a shot into the hands of Katsampalis. And he'll hold on and look for an outlet here. As Birch puts a shot towards the net for Brandeis. They haven't had one of those in a while. Brandeis has it far side. Judges pushing it ahead. Spin move there by Devin Casey. Shot coming, and it's going to roll over the goal line as Katsampalis tried to play it. Was unable to get there. And possession will retain for the Judges with 9:02 to go in the first half. We have our first corner kick of the afternoon, and the Judges will take it. Number 2, Jared Panson. Corner kick now on its way. Line drive, deflected back over to the near side. Panson will chip it towards the box once more. And it's headed out of there. Panson shoots again, and a save made. And eventually pushed over the back line. Boy, nice opportunities there for the Judges. As Jared Panson had a couple opportunities, 2 to 3 opportunities to push that ball towards the goal box. That last one, Katsampalis had to make a nice save. And now with 8:05 remaining, Katsampalis will take the kick for the Maroons with the wind. Well, the flags are blowing in both directions, so I couldn't tell you which way the wind was going there. Brandeis gets the ball down into Maroons territory, but they're going to bring it closer to midfield. Panera once more. Now he's going to push it towards the inside. Little give and go. Panera inside the box, trying to feed it to Panson. So now some sustained pressure here for the Judges. As they're going to look to try and cut this lead in half before halftime with 7:21 remaining in the first half. Maroons take the ball along the near side. That's Rourke, Kyle Rourke, over to Corgi. Corgi. He's going to push it back to Schofield, or Holquist. Holquist to Johnson. Johnson back to Holquist. And Holquist will push it forward to Zhao. Zhao will chip it back to Holquist. So the Maroons patient here as Rourke takes the ball. Zhao, and push it over the far side, Scott Lick. Over to Capitosto. Drop it to Holquist. Maroons looking for The outlet, this time the ball is going to come over to the near side and go out of bounds, so Panera will have the throw in for the Judges. But the Maroons taking their time, looking to set up their offense. They have the 2-0 lead. They're going to force the Judges to be the aggressor on defense as a collision along the near side between Schofield and number 13 for Brandeis, Isaac McCullough. Well, Johnson will take the kick. Nate Johnson will take the kick just short of midfield. And kick on its way. Going out to greet the ball there. Number 21, that was Bryce Millington. So Millington enters the game. Now ball on the far side. Lick. Getting it back to Johnson. Johnson over at the University of Chicago logo at midfield, pushes it back over to Holquist, far side. Zhao inside, trying to feed that ball to Zachary Pierce. Cohen gets the ball, and he throws it up to midfield. So now a lot of play in between as Zhao, trying to get their first ball, rolls into the hands of Cohen. As we're getting a lot of play now in between the attack boxes. So, again, the Maroons playing the patient game here, but still forcing Brandeis to be on the defensive. Millington trying to get it to Rourke. Ball goes into the hands of Cohen, chips it into the air to Panera, who heads it forward. Ball eventually comes down. Schofield moves it ahead to Rourke. Zhao pressuring, but Brandeis comes up with it. Now Scott Lick gets there first and pushing it ahead to Pierce. Pierce, far side, inside the box. Zhao over to Rourke. Rourke fires a shot that sails over the crossbar and out with 3:44 remaining here in the first half. 2-0 lead for the Maroons. So, looks like it ruled a corner, so it's going to be a corner for the Maroons, as Rourke will take it in the far corner. Got Pierce, Lick, Millington, and Zhao, along with Schofield joining the fray. Ball inside, headed over, off the crossbar. Now the ball comes up to Johnson. Johnson takes possession back. He's knocked down. Zhao takes it, trying to get it into Millington. Brandeis pushes it away. And knocked out of bounds. What an opportunity there for the Maroons as they have the ball go off the iron here, under 3 minutes to play, 2:35 to go first half. Schofield with the throw-in. And now he'll take possession. Ball into the hands of Ben Brandt. Now Holquist to Johnson. Johnson with a heavy kick. Headed out of there by the Judges. Capitosto intercepts. Pushing it ahead to Millington. And off sides. So Cohen will take the throw. Just under 2 minutes to play in the first half. 2-0 lead for the Maroons. They almost had a third goal there, but it went off the iron in a flurry off that corner kick. And now Cohen will get it over midfield. The Judges had maybe about a minute and a half of some sustained pressure inside the University of Chicago zone, and then off the corner kick that they had, they were able to generate a few chances And a great save by Katsampalis, but unable to dent the score sheet. So right now, they're behind 2 goals as we have about 1:16 remaining in the first half. Holquist has it far side, pushes it over to Nate Johnson. Now a little give and go between Holquist and Johnson. Holquist will take it up over midfield. We're under 1 minute to play in the first half. And the ball pushed out by the judges. Wakala. And now over midfield. Brandeis headed back, however, by the Maroons. It's Millington. Millington has it. Over to Brandt. Brandt to Capitosto. Capitosto has it. Delays, gets it back over to Brandt in the midfield logo. Get it to far side, Scott Lick, back to Holquist. 21 seconds remaining. Now Holquist will bring it up forward. As Schofield inside the box, Schofield falls down. Zhao is loose, and he'll try a left-handed shot, but that's blocked. And it's going to roll out of bounds as time ticks down here in the first half. And we've reached halftime here at Stagg Field in the University of Chicago Maroons. On the strength of 2 goals by Matthew Cole, lead this contest 2-0 over Brandeis University, the judges. So we're going to take a break here for halftime. 2-0 is the score, Maroons over the judges. And we're also going to have the Nico Capitosto spotlight coming up here during halftime. So make sure you stay tuned for that here on the Maroons Broadcast Network.
The University of Chicago athletics program aims to enrich the life of the whole person and is invested in competitive excellence. Your contributions to the Friends of Maroon Athletics enhance the student-athlete experience for all teams. Help us build on the already exceptional foundation of success for which UChicago is recognized. Support UChicago student-athletes by making a gift to Friends of Maroon Athletics today.
My name is Nico Capitosto, and I'll be a 4th year here at the University of Chicago. I'm from Holland, Michigan. So I was the youngest of 3 siblings, and both of my siblings before me played soccer and were heavily involved. And so when I was around 5, I just started playing soccer, and that was sort of the norm for the family. And I think I really liked it at first and kind of grew into it. So I'm a double major in psychology and public policy. I'm really interested in market research, but I'm not quite sure what I want to do professionally yet. I think it would definitely be last year's win over Emory in the Final Four. I think my first 2 years we had really high ambitions for a national championship, and we just couldn't quite get there. And last year is kind of like just getting over that hump of the final or the Elite Eight and getting into the Final Four was really special. I think that experience will really help the team this year, and showing guys that it is possible. Like we've done it before, we can get there again. So my mom is from Thailand. She makes a mean pad thai, so I think pad thai is definitely my favorite food. I'm pretty ambidextrous, so I'm right-footed, and I eat with my left hand, write with my left hand, throw with my right hand, kind of mix back and forth with what hand I use. just knowing what the guys before me did, and knowing that they went through the same things and they went through them for a reason. It was to drive the program forward, and that's ultimately what I'm here to do as well. And so those things really drive me every morning, and knowing that Coach Baps and Coach Lewis are doing the same thing and are asking that of us is really something that drives me as well.
When you're in college, you kind of find out who you are. And throughout your 4 years, you develop yourself with all the different experiences, which leads into dedicating yourself to your community, to your family. So when you're a senior, you're coming out a well-rounded person.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests outside of the classroom and outside of the court or field. I've had the ability to get into different activities and organizations, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
Getting to be involved in a lot of different things, ranging from obviously being a student athlete to getting involved with my campus and my community, and not only being allowed to do that, but being encouraged to do that.
The opportunity to be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, to have the professors know me on a personal level, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference. It really helps you develop thinking from other people's perspectives and looking at problems from outside the box.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
I've definitely learned how to really be myself. I found out, yes, I am actually a good leader, and yes, I can actually put myself forward because I am good enough. I can do it.
Coming in to college, I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of different career goals, and I've learned so much about myself that I was always like growing and changing.
When I got to college, it forced me to step up and become more of a leader, and I think that was something I had the capability of doing, and forever grateful that being at a Division III school gave me that opportunity.
You have to dedicate your time in the classroom, you have to dedicate your time in the gym, on the field, on the court.
Our coaches and the entirety of the athletic department, they valued the student athlete going out into community and trying something new and getting involved in campus life.
You can get involved in so many different things. So the possibilities are truly limitless for what you can do with your college experience. You can kind of make it your own in the Division III setting. So I would encourage people who want to have flexibility to pursue different interests and passions to go D3.
The University of Chicago Athletics program aims to enrich the life of the whole person and is invested in competitive excellence. Your contributions to the Friends of Maroon Athletics enhance the student-athlete experience for all teams. Help us build on the already exceptional foundation of success for which UChicago is recognized. Support UChicago student-athletes by making a gift to Friends of Maroon Athletics today.
And welcome back to Stagg Field, campus of the University of Chicago. We're at halftime here between the men's soccer team, the Maroons, University of Chicago Maroons versus Brandeis University, the Judges. And the Maroons hold a 2-0 lead on the Judges on the strength of 2 Matthew Cole goals in that first half. First goal coming unassisted at the minute 28 mark. And then 13:06 into the first half, Cole scored his second goal. That time he was assisted by Nico Capitosto. As far as individual stats are concerned for the goalkeepers, Brandeis, Noah Cohen, 4 shots on goals he's faced. He's allowed 2 goals, and he's had 2 saves. And Aaron Katsampalis has only had to face 1 shot on goal, and he made the save. That coming off a little flurry after a corner kick by the Judges. And that was one of the best chances that the Judges had in that first half, and there weren't a whole lot of them. You can count them on one hand. So for Brandeis coming into the second half, they're definitely going to look to amp up the level of play here, cut the lead in half to start out with, and then go from there. But a 2-0 lead for the Maroons. As we head into the second half, we get ready to start the second half. Don't forget, this is the first of a doubleheader of soccer today on the Maroons Broadcast Network. After the men's games concluded, we're going to hustle on over to the grass field. And the women's Maroons soccer team will also take on Brandeis, the Judges. That game scheduled to start at 1:30. So we might just let the wind fly us over there to the other side of the field. The men play on the turf field here at University of Chicago, and the women's team play on the grass field closer towards the Ratner Athletic Center over on the far side there. So halftime is just about concluded. Both teams getting ready to take the field now. Judges will be going right to left this half, and the Maroons will be going left to right. I want to thank everyone for joining us here on the Maroons Broadcast Network, powered by the Illinois Media School. Eric Willowhite here to bring you the commentary. Tim Helms on camera. Ben Cohort producing this afternoon's action, or this morning and afternoon's action, I should say. And we're getting ready for the start of the second half. Noah Cohen takes his spot back in goal for the Judges. And Aaron Katsampalis in goal to start the second half as well for the Maroons. We're underway here in the second half. As pushing that ball away was Nardizzi. Nardizzi over to the far side, Panera. Now the ball over midfield. It was Tremblay. Tremblay gets the ball back. He booted it forward, kicked back to him. And they're going to lay that into the hands of Cohen, who's going to give it a kick. And gets a lot of loft on this one, but it's headed out of there by the Maroons. Nardizzi tried to flag it down for the Judges. Maroons steal the ball away. Slipping and falling on the turf there was Matus. And now here come the Judges. Nice spin move to set up the offense for the Judges here in the early going. Along the near side. Trying to move it inside. Now take an outside move. And having the ball knocked away. That was number 10, Jake Warren. Ball knocked out of bounds. Warren's going to throw it in around the near corner. Jake Warren and he's going to hand it off to Handler, who gets it back to Warren, and he's in a battle there with Scott Lick in the near corner. And that's going to be throw in here for actually corner kick coming. So corner kick coming for Brandeis. This is Jared Panson. Again, he had the corner kick in the first half. That generated some opportunity that time. Ball sails well over the pack and goes out of bounds on the far sideline. Maroons will take possession. Josh Schofield will get things started for the Maroons. Pushed ahead to midfield. And now Lopez along the near sideline. And getting offsides. So that's the call against the Maroons. Brandeis will take over possession just short of midfield. Kick on the way from the judges. That's headed forward by Brandeis. They have a little opportunity here. Ball knocked down. Push it over to Nardizzi. Nardizzi, right-handed shot towards the box. And bounds into the hands of Katsampalis to extinguish that offensive opportunity for the judges. Now the Maroons will look to move things ahead. 41:57 to play in the second half. University of Chicago up 2-0 on Brandeis. As Nardizzi on the near sideline, he's going to drop it off. And then pushed over to midfield. And it was Johnson trying to push it ahead to Lopez, but Cohn, the goalkeeper, will push it out of bounds. Throw in for the Maroons. Matthew Coe on the near side. Lopez now to Scott Lick. Back over to Coe. Coe over, trying to get it into Matus. Matus towards the box. Cohn gets there. As you saw, a streaking Kyle Rourke in the picture, but Cohn was able to intercept that before anything bad can happen for Brandeis, and now they'll push it ahead along the far sideline. Back towards midfield. Now Nardizzi. Now Dizzy has it. Nardizzi fires a shot and knocked away by Katsampalis. Nardizzi with the shot, and Katsampalis able to push that off to the left. Now the ball rolls out of bounds. Midfield throw incoming for the judges. Judges definitely look a little more crisper on the attack here in the second half than they did in the first. However, they're still trailing 2-0. As the Maroons will take possession inside their own zone, try and push it over midfield. Rourke. Rourke has it at the logo. Now he'll chip it ahead. Along the far sideline, it's going to roll out of bounds before Schofield can do anything with that. And we'll have a Brandeis throw in. Panera on the far side. Headed back by Schofield, taken away by the Maroons. And they'll knock it over to midfield. They'll play a little keep away right now as Holquist takes it at the midfield logo. Long kick. Trying to connect with Rourke, but he was going in the opposite direction. That ball heads out of bounds. Another throw in for the judges. 39:06, 2-0 lead for the Maroons. Wind has continued to remain a factor here in this game. as it's kind of been a blustery day here on the south side. Maroons will have a throw in. Matus heads it. Brandeis takes the ball. Taken away from Corgi. Here come the judges trying to push ahead, but Scott Lick will take possession on the near side and trying to reach Matthew Coe. Coe heads it forward, trying to feed Lopez. Brandeis gets there first to interrupt that offensive play. Nice header by Coe to try and get it to Lopez, but a good defensive play there by the judges to interfere. Now Coe has the ball, tries to push it into the attack box. Well, that's knocked down into Maroons territory. Well, Schofield will kick it back. Katsimpoulos will play it, and he'll push it back up over to Johnson. On the far side, Johnson pushes it ahead. Matus had it for a second. Now the judges will try and take over possession. Maroons get the ball back. Holtquist. Holtquist ahead, Johnson. And Matus pushes that ball forward out of the reach, however, of Schofield. Goes out of bounds. And a throw in for the judges. 37:07 to play second half. 2-0 lead for the Maroons here on this doubleheader of soccer action. Ball towards the box, and the shot sails over the crossbar. As Brandeis had an opportunity there, but the shot attempt sails well over the crossbar. As Matthew Coe talking with the officials there. And the kick on the way. Cohn kicks it to midfield. Brandeis trying to push it further into the zone. They have a man to the left. Unable to make the pass attempt, however. Capitosto steals. Maroons will set things back up. Holtquist on the near side, inside his own zone. Over to the midfield logo. Corgi pushes it ahead. Lopez. Into the attack box, but offsides. Matus. And turnover possession now will go back to the judges. Noah Cohen. He's going to take the kick here with 35-31 remaining in the second half. His team trailing 2-0 to the Maroons. Now the Maroons over the midfield mark. Pushing it ahead, Corgi, but that ball gets bounded back into the hands of Noah Cohen. And he's going to give it a kick to restart the offense for the judges. Midfield. Headed it into the air by Panson. Maroons circling the ball. And now headed back to Panson. Panson, far side pass. Ball taken away. Errant pass by the judges. And now along the near sideline, hustling is Matthew Coe. Coe looking for an outlet. Coe chips it towards the box. And that's knocked out of bounds by the judges. How quickly Matthew Coe can transition into offense and create an opportunity for the Maroons. Again, he has both goals on the afternoon. But not a lot of help on that opportunity. But nonetheless, put a scare into the judges as the Maroons hold offense now, and they're going to have a corner kick from the far corner at the 34 minutes remaining in the second half. Corner kick on the way. Sente Matus with the kick. Low bounder. Trying to reach Coe, but that was intercepted by the judges, and they're going to push it up to midfield. That's headed back. Holquist will let Katsampalis scoop it up, or he'll kick it over to Johnson. Schofield running along the far side, far corner, spins, tries to elude his defender, still has the ball. Now the Maroons will take it, push it up to Capitosto. Corgi fires a shot off the bar, off the post. Corgi's shot hits the right post and bounds back out. What an opportunity there, and what a shot. A little back and forth between the judges and the Maroons right here, but what an opportunity for Corgi as he nailed that one off the right post. Bounded back out. Now the Maroons will have a throw-in on the far sideline. Schofield gets that ball in. And that ball is going to roll over the back line. Change of possession. Judges will take over now. 32:40 to play. A 2-0 lead for the Maroons. Almost 3-0 there. The Maroons have hit iron a couple times in this game, one in the first half, and then right there by Corgi off the right post. Now here comes Brandeis trying to clear the ball outside of their zone. Little give and go. They're going to drop it back to Noah Cohen. Cohen over to the near side. That's going to be picked up by Josh Handler. Handler's going to give it a boot. And that's going to bound out of bounds into the judges' bench. Throw in Scott Lick right at midfield. Gets it to Matus. Back to Lick. Lick drops it to Holquist. Holquist rolls it over to Johnson on the far side. Now Johnson will push it forward. Gets it over to midfield. Lopez trying to feed Lick. Unable to get there. Now midfield. Crossing over to Matus. Matus has it. Trying to chip it ahead. Headed out of there by the judges before Lopez could sneak behind. Johnson, Capitosto, Schofield. Far side, Matus back to Schofield. And he's going to drop it back over to Johnson. Johnson fakes like he was going to Holquist, and he'll push it up along the far side. Look to get it over midfield. He does. He'll carry it and punches it ahead. Ball taken back by the Maroons. Good pressure. Now Matus has it. He's being fronted. And Johnson pushes it ahead, but it rolls out of bounds. Throw in for the Maroons inside judges' territory. Rourke. Johnson. Rourke has it, spins, cuts it towards the inside. Scott Lick streaking along the far side, or near side, rolls it on net, it into the hands of Noah Cohen. So Lick got down low there on the near side to the left of goalkeeper Cohen. His shot was passing attempt right into the hands of Cohen. Now he boots it up to midfield. Headed back by Capitosto. Now the ball bending towards Cohen once more, and he'll gather it up for the judges. We're under 30 minutes to play here in the second half. 2-0 lead for the Maroons. Rourke has the ball stolen away by Panera. Rourke gets it back. Panera spin move. Rourke spin move. Now Panera takes it along the goal line. Pushes it ahead along the far sideline. And bringing the ball forward now is Jared Panson. Panson gets it up to midfield. Over to the near side Handler. Josh Handler, crossing attempt. That's going to roll all the way over the back line and out of the reach of Josh Handler. Aaron Katsampalis will take the ball and restart for the Maroons. He's going to give it a kick here. The wind right now blowing to his left. Well, they'll give it a few seconds. It might be blowing back in his face. So kick coming from Katsampalis. Nardizzi just checked out, so he's substituted for now. As Katsampalis' kick gets into the judges' zone. Judges will look to clear. They do. And pushing it ahead, Devin Casey. Casey throws it towards Katsampalis, who scoops it up. That was a near interception. Holquist has it, drops it back to Katsampalis. Andrew Allen putting on the pressure for the judges as they got to get on the scoreboard here. They're trailing 2-0. And pass attempt trying to read Zhao, rolls out of bounds, throw in for the judges in their zone on the far side. Midfield. Maroons take possession. Now Brandeis in transition. Knocked down from behind in a foul on the Maroons. That was Corgi with the foul. So the kick coming for Brandeis, Michael Birch. Birch with the kick. Just short of the 35-yard line. Lost the kick towards the box, in the air. Zhao pushes it backwards, and Katsampalis able to come up with it. So Katsampalis now will push it ahead to Johnson. Nate Johnson along the far sideline. Pushes it ahead, stops, spins. Now he'll push it forward some more. Gets it over midfield. Two-player battle ensues. Panera and Romero. And that ball is going to go to Panera and the judges. Panera will throw it in, trying to get it out to the midfield. Intercepted by Evan Glass for the judges, but now the Maroons take it back. Right through the legs of the official there. Now Matthew Cole on the near side, heading towards the goal line, crossing, knocked over the back line, and we're going to have a corner kick. As Alex Walter had only one play there to prevent that crossing, and he knocks it over the back line. Corner kick coming. So Matthew Coe stepping into the near corner, 25-33 remaining in the second half. 2-0 lead for the Maroons. They're looking to add on with this attempt. Kick on the way from Coe, line drive. Oh, missed a couple players, and then it'll roll to the far side where Romero will track it down. He'll push it back towards the box, but it rolls over, and possession goes back to the judges. So missed opportunity there for the Maroons. They still hold on to this 2-0 lead and denying the pressure from Brandeis as Cohen's kick will get to midfield just short. Zhao will take it back for the Maroons. And Romero has the ball stolen away, but now Schofield takes it for the Maroons. Far side, he's got two players fronting him. He'll drop it back. Oh, and then trying to push a ball to Zhao, but he was in between three players there. That was a tough pass. And Brandeis intercepted. Now Romero. Back to Schofield. Schofield ball rolls into the hands of goalkeeper Noah Cohen for the judges. And he's going to give it a boot here. Just over 24 minutes remaining in the second half. The Maroons holding a 2-0 lead on the judges. Far side, Devin Casey for the judges. Ball rolls out of bounds. And we're going to have a throw in for the Maroons. There's Max Lopez checking out. Number 9, the senior, and coming in is number 22, Skyla Diaz. Or is it wrong one? Jonah Moore. Brandeis trying to keep it outside of their zone. Spin move, get it up to midfield. They do. But the ball rolls out of bounds. It's going to be Judge's ball, and Panera will take it once more. Oh, and a quick steal attempt by the Maroons. Johnson pushes it ahead. Little give and go. Near side, Scott Lick. Being fronted by Casey, gets it out to Zhao. Zhao inside the zone. Moore trying to feed it into Coe. Outside of the reach. Oh, and a little collision there between Cohen and Coe. And that ball will go to the Judges and Noah Cohen. Pass attempt from Moore trying to get it over to Coe, but unable to connect. As that was some tight traffic there. And then as going after the ball, Cohen and Coe nearly collided. Judges push the ball inside Maroons territory. Looking to get a shot stolen away once more. Scott Lick near side, dropping it back to Johnson. Check that. Holquist over to Johnson. Johnson once more. Katsampalis. Katsampalis pushes it to Holquist. Holquist near side. And he's being pressured, so he's going to kick it over far side, but it's going to go out of bounds near midfield. Throw in for the Judges. And you guessed it, number 7, Colin Panera with the throw-in. It's the ball. Panera has it back. Judges trying to push it ahead. Devin Casey near the box. Ball is going to roll over the back line. And it's going to be Maroons' ball. Katsampalis will take possession and restart things for the Maroons. Just over 21 minutes remaining, and again a 2-0 lead for University of Chicago. Ball at midfield now. Now the Judges trying to push the ball ahead. They're kind of met with a wall there, as they have been most of this morning and afternoon. Tough sledding for the Judges, trying to get it inside the box. And that's pushed ahead by Johnson. Judges still have the ball, however, along the near sideline. Schofield able to front and take that ball away, push it out of bounds. Another throw in for the Judges. And again, another throw in. Inside the far corner are the Judges. Crossing attempt trying to feed Devin Casey. Trying to keep the Judges pinned in the far corner, but they're maintaining possession right now as Nardizzi is going to check back in for the Judges, along with Jared Panson. So Panson and Nardizzi checking back in for Brandeis. Now Panera with the throw in far side. Pushes it. And that's headed out. And the Maroons will come up with the ball. Near sideline. Coe pushes it ahead. That's going to be intercepted by Brandeis in their own zone. Get it up to midfield. Nice little give and go. Devin Casey has it, but he's being pressured by Holquist. But Holquist able to get the ball over, still on the Maroons side. And now Zhao in a battle at midfield. Ball will go to the judges. Check that. No, ball to the Maroons. 18:38 remaining. And we're waiting for the kick for the restart as the ball is wind's picking up a little bit and moving the ball on its own. Bounding kick intercepted by Michael Birch for the judges. But then their passing attempt to try and reach Panera went astray, so Panera had to flag it down a little deeper inside judges' territory than they wanted to. Now the ball gets knocked out of bounds. They'll have a throw-in for Brandeis. Now they're picking up the pace of play here as they know the clock is ticking away. So that was a very quick throw-in for the judges. As along the near sideline now, Josh Handler. Handler dropping it back over to Alex Walter. Now pushing it ahead, Michael Birch. Birch to Panson. Panson. Far side over to Max Breiter. Now going to the far corner. And it looks like they're calling corner. Corner for Brandeis. As that appeared to go off a Brandeis player, not Romero, but that's not how it was ruled. So, kick on the way. Corner kick coming for Brandeis from the far corner with just over 17 minutes remaining. This kick is against the wind, lofted into the air. It's holding up. And that ball knocked away. Pushed ahead. Good effort there by Jonah Moore to push that ball out of danger, although Brandeis gets the ball back inside Maroons territory. Okay, so the rule is that on the corner kick, the ball actually went out on the loft. That ball was in the air for a while. Again, the kick was against the air, pushed back, against the wind, pushed back, and wound up going out of bounds, so it's going to be a goal kick. Katsampalis gets it up to midfield. And now the ball on the far sideline. Here come the judges. Trying to feed it to Casey, but that ball was intercepted by the Maroons. And tangle along the far sideline. Ball will go to the judges as they get it into action quickly here now. Inside the box. Oh, trying to reach Casey. It's going to roll over the back line. Casey slams his hands into the turf as he was unable to save it. And Katsampalis will take possession. 15:54 remaining second half. And the Maroons holding on to a 2-0 lead. Still not a lot of action for Katsampalis. There's been gatherings in front of him, but not a whole lot of activity for him to prevent. Although there has been more action by the judges in this second half, definitely, than in the first half. But still nothing to show for it on the scoreboard. Nice move, pushing it ahead by Max Breiter. But Breiter's ball rolls into Katsampalis, and he'll take it. Being fronted by Casey. Devin Casey there, so Katsampalis will pick up the ball, look for an outlet. Now he's calling for some traffic. Pushes it ahead to midfield. Knocked down by Evan Glass. Glass pushes it ahead for the judges. Lick misses the ball, but now he pushes it back. And missing the ball, so Maroons having some trouble gathering up the loose change. This time Capitosto gets it, but he's being pressured by Breiter. A lot of pressure now being put on by the judges. But will it be too little, too late? Still over 14 minutes remaining. Ball now inside judges' territory. Along the far side. Moore. Schofield now back to Nate Johnson. Nate Johnson at midfield. Back to Johnson. Now on the far side once more, Johnson. Johnson tried to feed it into Brandt. That was intercepted by the judges. Now at midfield, once more, Max Breiter has the ball taken away. Matthew Coe has it. 2 players on him. And taken away by Josh Handler off of Matthew Coe. Judges are back in transition. Breiter pushes it ahead to Panson. Panson near sideline, being fronted by Scott Lick. Good battle there. Throw in for the judges. And substitution now is coming back into the ball game will be Kyle Rourke. And checking out will be Carter Romero. So Romero checking out. Now Zhao battling. Judges come up with it, but Capitosto steals along the near sideline. And he's going to get called for the foul there on the tackle against Michael Birch. All right, so it is Maroons ball. Coe puts it into play quickly. Well, that's knocked back. Nate Johnson will push it ahead over midfield, knocked down by the judges. They'll push it over to Handler. Handler now. Over to Warren. Warren near sideline. And ball goes out of bounds. Throw in for the Maroons. Scott Lick will take it just to the left of the judges' bench. With just over 12 minutes remaining in this ball game. 2-0 lead, University of Chicago. Zhao. To Matthew Coe. Matthew Coe will drop it back. Capitosto slide it over to Nate Johnson. Johnson pushes it ahead. That's moved back, taken by Brandt. Ben Brandt over to Rourke. Now back to Brandt at midfield, drops it back to Johnson. Johnson's going to push it to Holquist. Holquist is going to move it up along the near side. Kick attempt. He's got Scott Lick. Move it in. Here's Lick, and Cone's going to get there first. Nice idea there by Holquist as he saw Scott Lick charging up along the near sideline, but Cohen saw that as well and intercepts the ball, and he'll put it in play for the judges with 11:14 remaining in the game. His team down by 2. Ball lofted in the air. Who's going to come up with it? Still in the air, and that's going to be a foul on the judges. Number 14, Andrew Allen gets the foul. Ball goes to the Maroons. Precious time ticking away for Brandeis. Now Holquist. Holquist, strong right-handed kick deep into Brandeis territory, and going for it is Rourke, but it's going to roll out of bounds. O'Rourke tried to save it, rolls out of bounds. Throw in now for the judges and Panera. Deep inside their own territory. So they need a quick transition here. But the Maroons, most of the day, have been thwarting those opportunities. And substitution for Brandeis checking back in is Max Breiter. So Breiter, number 8, checking back in for the judges. And checking out is Julian Tremblay. Throwing along the near side, Panera. Headed into the air by the Maroons. Kick back by Ben Brandt, trying to get it to midfield. It goes out of bounds, and the judges will take it again. Throw in, Panera. Headed it into the air. And knocked back up to midfield. Judges are going to have to push it forward as Josh Handler gets it. Left-handed pass intercepted by the Maroons. Now we'll bring it back up the field. Jonah Moore. Moore has it, falls, slips. And Rourke will take over possession for the Maroons, pushing it over to Brandt on the far sideline. Ben Brandt. Now dropping it. Pushing it towards the box. And it turned over there, and then we're going to have a throw for goalkeeper Cohen. Cohen's going to kick it. 8:25 remaining. Telling his team to get further upfield. He's going to give it a boot. Deep inside Chicago territory, but headed back out to midfield. So here comes the Judges. Pushing the ball. It's going to go towards the goal line. Katsampoulos is going to get there before it does. And he'll take possession for the Maroons. Katsampoulos, drop kick. That's going to hang in the air. Zhao tried to get it, but the Judges are able to gain possession. Try and push it ahead. Now Zhao steals. Push it back inside Brandeis territory, where Cohen will have to play it again. So here's the kick once more. This time a nice line drive kick from Cohen further into Maroons territory. But now they're going to have to set up shop back inside their own zone and look to create an opportunity there. Getting it on the fringes now. Bring it up as Brighter. Brighter near sideline. Brighter crossing and knocked away by Scott Lick out of bounds. That pass intended for Jake Warren. Warren will throw it in. Get it to Brighter. It's Brighter and Warren along the near side for the Judges. And backing into that ball, knocking it out of bounds were the Maroons and Matthew Coe. It looks like that one went over the back line, so this will be a corner kick. Quick kick coming on the way from the Judges. Sails over the box, headed into the air, and over the back line and out. So, again, with that strong wind pushing it from near side to far side, corner kicks coming from the near corners. You have to judge that wind because it's pushing it well past the mark. Likewise, corners from the other side, you have to judge you're cutting into that wind, and you need to get that ball a little bit lower. 6 minutes remaining here in the game, and the Maroons holding on to a 2-0 lead. As they take the ball and move it into Judges territory along the far sideline. Ben Brandt here along the near side now. He's looking for help. And they'll get it over to Coe. Coe to Scott Lick. Back over to Coe, near sideline. Being pressured there, knocked down. And so Coe back on his feet there. Looked like he grabbed his ankle for a moment, but he's back on his feet, so he'll have the kick. That was Josh Handler with the foul. So Coe will have the kick here. Just under 5 minutes remaining. And here we go. Coe's kick on the way. Liner sails past a couple Maroons players, and the Judges will push it up to midfield, but it'll bound out of bounds, well out of bounds. Out of Stag Field onto the turf or onto the grass. Maroons will throw it back in with 4.5 remaining, holding on to that 2-0 lead. Maroons have had an effective second half. They haven't generated as much offense as they did in that first half, but again, holding on to that 2-0 lead, they've done a good job of stymieing the Judges as they try to get back into this ball game. Haven't been able to do so far. Now with time running out for the judges, under 4 minutes to play now. And the ball on the near far side. Battle ensues. Millington has it. Passes it off. Millington gets it back. And now Matthew Coe. Coe has the ball taken away. Judges will push it back up along the far sideline. Chipping it ahead. And ball knocked away by Nate Johnson. He pushes it ahead. Maroons will take control. Into the center circle. Judges take it back, however. Nardizzi gets it back over to Jake Warren. Now Nardizzi cuts to the inside. Crossing. Knocked down, but the Maroons' Schofield will kick it over to the far side, get it out of danger for the moment. And ball deflected away and bounds out of bounds. Another throw in for the judges, but time ticking away with 2:29 remaining in the second half. And the Maroons holding on to a 2-0 lead. Judges get the ball inside. Knocked back out of bounds. You're going to see a lot of that here with the time ticking away. And actually the ball is going to turn over to the Maroons. With 2 minutes remaining in the half. Maroons throw in coming up near midfield. They'll push it inside Judges' territory. Falling down was Corgi. And now Scott Lick will chip it ahead, but it's taken away by the Judges. Coming inside the zone, Jake Warren. And the shot rolls wide of goaltender Katsampalis. And he'll take it. Minute 23 remaining. And want to remind all our fans watching, stay tuned for our doubleheader of soccer here as the women's team will take on Brandeis, taking on at 1:30 start time over on the grass field here. So we'll shut things down here at Stag Field, the turf field, and head on over to the women's field. 1 minute left, shot coming, deflected. As we're under a minute to play, Brandeis will push it out of bounds in front of the University of Chicago bench. And Scott Lick will come to take the throw in. 39 seconds remaining. 2-0 lead for the Maroons as the final seconds are ticking off the clock here. Maroons will advance to 14-2-1 overall and 5-1 in conference play. The Judges will fall to 7-8-2 and 2-3-1 in conference play. 16 seconds remaining. Ball out of bounds as the final seconds are ticking off the clock. Ball into the Maroon zone, out of bounds, and that'll do it. Your final score, the University of Chicago Maroons men's soccer team 2 and the Brandeis University Judges 0. Stay tuned for the women's game at 1:30 coming up next. Thanks for joining us on the Maroons Broadcast Network. Don't kill the camera yet. We're good. Just leave that. Kill auto.